This massive underground tunnel system with many streets, with many shafts and corridors and rooms and caverns that can hold massive amounts of people.
Bizarre rock formations, mysterious tunnels, and caves that look too perfect to be natural. The strangest locations aren't hidden behind guarded fences, but they are here, right in front of our eyes. So hang for the unbelievable places accidentally discovered by random people that will give you chills.
In the underground cities in Turkey. And this is a fantastic experience. These are linked together. There are 7 kilometers long underground tunnels connecting the two cities.
A man renovating his home in Turkey knocked down a wall, and behind it was a tunnel. But this tunnel didn't end. It led to a giant underground city with rooms, halls, and staircases deep below the surface. Later, an even bigger city was found nearby, and the two were linked by a hidden tunnel. Some believed it was made to hide from armies, but others think it's over 10,000 years old, built to survive a disaster during the Ice Age. An old text even talks about a god telling a king to build a shelter underground to save people and animals. Maybe that shelter wasn't just a story, it was this city all along.
Mazda instructs Yma to build a vara. This is a huge structure, 2 miles long, 2 miles wide, an underground hall of sorts where things can be protected from the terrible winter.
Secret base. It started like any other hike, but in the woods, one hiker came across something odd. A strange structure was hidden in the ground. Near it, a small shell lay untouched. Curious, he decided to check it out. Inside, he found a deep entrance leading underground. It led him to a tunnel. The tunnel was lined with metal doors and strange machines fixed to the walls. It went on and on, with stairs that led even deeper. What he found looked like a secret military base, but entering it may have been a mistake. He was never seen again. Some believe he discovered some military secrets that were never meant to be found. Alien tunnel.
That is crazy.
A wildlife expert was hiking through the woods when something unusual stopped him in his tracks. A staircase hidden deep in the forest. Curious, he descended into a long tunnel, not expecting what lay ahead. As he ventured deeper, he discovered strange footprints on the walls and bizarre objects scattered around. The tunnel seemed endless, leading him into several rooms and chambers. The more he explored, the more it felt like time stood still. Finally, he found an exit and rushed out. But the eerie feeling stayed with him. This could be an alien tunnel, hidden in the forgotten woods, still in use by beings we can't see.
I have to head back soon because I've left my bag outside.
Cave symbol. A hiker in Oregon shared his odd experience online. While returning from a mountain hike, he noticed a strange cave about 500 meters in, marked with a Freemason logo. Curiosity led him inside, where he found 2 wooden benches facing each other. But what made him uneasy were the many shoes scattered around, and even more disturbing, the bones he discovered. It felt as if people had been trapped or imprisoned there long ago. The Freemason symbol only added to the mystery, suggesting that someone wanted the place to be remembered. The hiker quickly left, still wondering what dark history lay hidden in that cave. Energy orbs. In Egypt, a historian visited a tunnel deep underground at the Step Pyramid in Saqqara. While exploring, he noticed something strange through his phone screen, what looked like snowflakes moving in all directions. At first, he didn't see it with his own eyes, but his friends did when they looked at the phone. It wasn't just a regular phenomenon, and it didn't happen to anyone else in the group. The guides were surprised and thought it might be energy orbs, drawn to his personal energy. The historian had similar experiences at other ancient sites in Egypt, with strange lights showing up in his photos, making him wonder about his deeper connection to these places.
Video of your video, because mine's not picking me.
What was that?
Frozen depths. A scuba diver had an amazing adventure in the underwater caves of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. He shared his experience online, showing himself in air tanks and a dry suit, ready to go deep. As he swam through, he passed huge pointy rock spikes hanging from the ceiling and tall rock shapes rising from the ground. These had formed slowly over thousands of years, long before the cave was filled with water. The water was crystal clear, glowing with a green-blue light from his flashlight. The place felt peaceful, but also strange, like a secret world frozen in time. It was like he had stepped into a piece of ancient history, hidden deep below the surface. Secret base.
Alright guys, I found my way inside. It appears to be some sort of bunker.
A hiker in the forest found something strange, a giant round hole in the ground. It looked like an entrance, so he decided to go in. There were stairs leading down to a room, then a tunnel with rocky walls and many small passageways. Some parts looked old, but others seemed like they were still in use. Deep inside, he even found a hidden hole, as it led to another secret level. It felt like a secret base, maybe even used by the military and kept hidden from the public. He shared it online, but soon after, he got threats telling him to take it down. What happened to the guy is still a mystery, but let's just hope he's doing all right. Frozen Vault. Visitors in Antarctica stumbled upon a shocking sight as the ice began to melt, revealing a storage tunnel buried deep in the snow. What could be hidden under all that ice? Some speculate that the area holds ice chambers, caves frozen under glaciers that might preserve beings trapped there long ago. Could these be the remains of explorers or ancient people who perished while climbing mountains? Cursed Palace. A group of friends decided to explore a jungle in Singapore out of curiosity. Deep inside, they stumbled upon an abandoned palace. Looked like it was built in the mid-1800s. As they explored, they noticed strange symbols and creepy signs on the walls, giving the feeling that dark rituals had once taken place there. Soon, creepy noises filled the air, enough to give anyone goosebumps. After searching for its history, they discovered a tragic event had occurred there long ago, and it was believed that the spirits of the people who lived there still wandered, seeking revenge. They sure should have checked the history before stepping in. Hidden Monastery. A YouTuber flew his drone through the mountains, capturing something truly shocking. The drone recorded an abandoned building that stayed within the cliffs of Liangshan, China. The structure looked very old. Its location high in the mountains gave the feeling it had been hidden away, only to be revealed by the passage of time. It was said to be built by an old civilization seeking refuge during times of battle. Everyone thought such large buildings were a product of modern times, but this discovery proved they could be much older, possibly one of the first ever built in history. Hidden Stepwell. A researcher found an old abandoned building with a strange staircase. He decided to go down, and what he discovered shocked him. It turned out to be the Chand Baori, a massive stepwell in Abhanari, Rajasthan, India. This stepwell is over 1,000 years old and goes 13 stories deep with 500 narrow steps. It was built by King Chand Raja to store water and help people stay cool in the desert heat. The steps are arranged in a beautiful, maze-like pattern. Today, many people visit the stepwell because of its unique design and cool, hidden depths. The researcher couldn't believe how such an ancient structure had survived for so long. Stone Village. A clip recently went viral online, and it's easy to see why. It showed Skara Brae, a 5,000-year-old village in Orkney, Scotland. Built from bricks and rocks, this village is older than both the pyramids and Stonehenge. People once lived here in stone houses with beds, shelves, and fireplaces. For thousands of years, it stayed hidden beneath sand, keeping it safe from time. But in 1850, a powerful storm blew the sand away, revealing the village once again. Now, visitors can explore this ancient site and get a glimpse of how early farmers lived. It's like walking right into the Stone Age, a true step back in time. Buried River. In the mountains, a mysterious underground river was discovered after much searching. It was said to disappear into the earth, but no one knew for sure. When the entrance was found, it was small, low, and dark. As the path twisted, the space opened up into a vast, hidden world. With streams and steep drops, it became clear that this wasn't a natural formation. Built long ago, the tunnels had been forgotten, causing chaos when they collapsed, leaving huge holes in the ground above. What secrets had been hidden down here all this time? Some places, it seems, should stay buried. Forest Portal. Ever walked into a forest and ended up somewhere that didn't feel like Earth anymore? A group of hikers had that exact experience. They found an old, moss-covered path that looked like a tunnel or ruins of a building. Thinking it was just a forgotten structure, they stepped inside. But they were wrong. On the other side, the forest looked completely different. The trees were taller, the colors were off, and everything felt oddly quiet. It was like stepping into a fairy tale world, hidden from time. Some believe they found a portal, a secret space where normal rules don't apply. If they had gone any further, they might not have found their way back. Sky doors. A group of mountaineers reached the top of a remote mountain, expecting only stunning views. But what they found was far beyond their imagination. At the summit, they discovered multiple rocky doors attached to small rocks caves-like. The doors looked ancient, yet perfectly shaped, as if placed there intentionally. The area was so isolated that it seemed impossible for anyone could live there. Local rumors said these doors were linked to doorways to heaven, a place beyond the mountains and clouds. Stone door.
Someone put this in, I guess. But tell me they don't look like a door.
While exploring a rocky cliff, a group of historians spotted something strange. An old door carved right into the stone. It looked too perfect to be natural. It seemed like it had been sealed for centuries. It could have been used during ancient wars, maybe by a forgotten civilization. If they had gone inside, who knows what was left behind? Tools, writings, or signs of how those people lived. The door may look quiet now, but it holds stories that never made it to our history books. Possibly, it's still waiting for the right hands to open it. Melted tunnel. In Cusco, Peru, an ancient tiny stone tunnel was explored. The tunnel was so small that the explorer had to bend down to pass through, walking sideways. The inside was shiny and glossy, almost like something extremely hot had cut and glazed over the stone. People believe intense heat, possibly plasma, melted the stone into this smooth shape. The tunnel looked like it was made for tiny people, perhaps even an extinct species, also known as hobbits. Was this a hidden passage used by ancient small humans, or something more mysterious? Let me know what you think in the comments. Mountain structure. Mountains are known for their stunning views and towering heights, but one mountaineer's discovery made this mountain famous for something else entirely. As he ventured closer, he was stunned to find a massive structure built right into the mountain. It appeared to be man-made, with a large grid of stone or concrete pillars. What was even more mind-blowing was how the roof seemed to blend seamlessly with the mountain itself, giving the illusion of a hidden building or chamber. It could have been an old factory cleverly concealed within the rock, or an abandoned construction project left incomplete. Buried entrance.
While looking around on the high ground, I most certainly found a clue, and it was a big one. I've just stumbled across something just here. It looks like an entrance in the ground.
A YouTuber was exploring Google Earth when he found a weird ruin deep in the rocks. It had thick walls and old wood still inside. As he explored, he discovered a rusted container with nothing inside. Climbing higher for a better view, he found a hidden entrance in the ground. Curious, he tried to enter, but the ground was too soft, like quicksand. He couldn't get inside, but noticed animal bones nearby, suggesting something or someone had been stuck there. The site seemed like an old mining spot, possibly with a water pump. While the mystery was mostly solved, the YouTuber was left with more questions, making it an adventure to remember.
Fortunately, the ground is too soft here. It's like quicksand, and I can see bones here. I'm not the only one that has struggled. I think animals have been stuck in here.
Alien Cave. A group of friends was driving on a mountain highway when they spotted a giant rocky mountain. But the real twist was what they saw next. An enormous opening in the side of the mountain, like a cave. It seemed so strange, with no clear path leading to it. Curious, they searched the area and heard rumors that the cave was possibly made by aliens. It was believed the aliens had started living on Earth, hiding in secret places like caves and mountains. Snowy door. A tourist planning a trip to Antarctica had a shocking experience while browsing Google Maps. As he zoomed in on a snowy area, he spotted something strange, what appeared to be a door hidden in the snow. It could have been a doorway to something hidden beneath the ice, maybe an ancient pathway or a magical entrance that appeared for a short time. But when authorities checked the site, they found nothing. The door was gone, leaving them stunned. Giant mark.
This is an amazing place for a temple. I just can't imagine what it would have taken to build it.
You wouldn't expect to find a giant foot carved into the rock at the top of a mountain in Sri Lanka, but that's what this adventurer spotted on Google Earth. At the summit, he stood in front of it, a huge stone footprint. Locals believe it's sacred. It belonged to an ancient being who once walked the earth. Others say it marks a landing spot, maybe for giants or something not human. Next to it was a small temple, half forgotten, with locked rooms and signs of no recent visitors. Everything felt off, like the place was built to protect or hide the truth. Sometimes maps reveal more than we're ready to see.
Look at this. Oh my goodness. Looks like a massive foot carving and people have put money into it. That is really, really cool. I can't believe that. Obviously it's sacred or something because they don't want people stepping on it.
Hidden bunker. A hiker was exploring a remote trail when he spotted a sight hard to ignore. A giant cannon sticking out of an old bunker. The metal looked burnt, like it had already been fired. That's when his curiosity took over. He jumped inside and found a narrow path behind it. It led to a staircase, then deeper into the ground. Soon, tunnels appeared. Lots of them. Some were lined with concrete. Others looked like natural stone. It was like a secret underground base. The cannon looked like it was used during a war. But how had it stayed hidden for so long? Hidden symbols. The woods seemed peaceful, but for those who dared to go deeper, it kept strange secrets. A group of hikers came across a strange clearing in the middle of the forest. They found dark, black rocks and short stone walls marked with odd symbols. Some had old carvings, and others showed a dragon-like shape scratched into the rock and dirt. The writing didn't match any known language. It was probably an old temple lost in time, now waiting quietly, as if the forest itself is guarding whatever happened there. Giant doorway.
So there it is. Nephilim door.
In Canyonlands, travelers discovered an unbelievable thing. A giant door carved into a rocky mountain. It looked strange, right? But there it was, towering at least 50 or 60 feet high. It is said that it could be a Nephilim door. The Nephilim, ancient figures from old texts, are said to be the offspring of gods and humans. This door could be a gateway between our world and something otherworldly. But the guy didn't try to open it and let it be.
There it is, Nephilim door. It's like 50 to 60 feet high.
Sleeping King. In Denmark's forest, tourists spotted a giant wooden sculpture that looked like a king. It was massive, almost alive in its stillness. This wasn't just a sculpture, though. Legends tell of moss-covered giants that rest beneath the roots of ancient trees. These giants are said to be cursed. Rumors suggested that they were turned to stone by the sun, blending into the rocky landscape. Late-night travelers also claim to have heard heavy footsteps and strange sounds, wondering if the trolls are still waiting. Best to tread carefully if you find yourself in their realm. Forest wall. Just when you thought strange sightings were over, we've got another one for you. A hiker in the woods found a giant wall standing tall in the middle of the forest. Yes, you heard that right. It was even taller than the trees around it. The wall looked like it was made by humans. The hiker couldn't help but wonder, was there something trapped behind it? Perhaps an ancient being or a portal to another world? He reported it to the authorities, and they're planning to investigate. Stay tuned for more updates as they uncover what's behind the mysterious wall. Stone Curse. An explorer in Nigeria made a strange discovery in a village. While walking through, he stumbled upon a rock that didn't look like any other natural one. As he got closer, the villagers shared a shocking story. They told him a legend according to which it wasn't just a rock. It was a woman who had been cursed and transformed into stone. She had done something bad, and as punishment, she was turned into a rock to serve as a warning to anyone who might try to do the same. It was a scary lesson from the past, frozen in time for all to see. Frozen Pyramid.
Recently, there have been a number of reports of pyramids, huge great pyramids in Antarctica. They jut out of the ice and snow, and they look perfect, just like those in Egypt.
In Antarctica, something strange appeared in satellite images. Beneath miles of ice, a massive pyramid seemed to rise out of the frozen landscape. It was unlike anything anyone had ever seen, much larger than the Great Pyramid in Egypt. The structure had perfectly square bases, stretching over 2 kilometers. How could such a thing exist in a place so cold, where no one thought ancient humans could have lived? Researchers were puzzled, wondering if this could be evidence of a lost civilization. Could it be a forgotten structure from an ancient past, or a secret alien base? The mystery of Antarctica continues to unfold.
Antarctica, we have been told from the geologists, has been under ice for many millions of years. However, there is evidence that it could have been free of ice, certainly in certain areas, until perhaps 4000 BC.
Sunken Church. A YouTuber ventured into the Lubog Church in Bulacan, known as one of the most haunted spots in the area. How something was offs, he explored. He discovered bizarre things, an unsettling room filled with clothes, and a black cat wandering. Locals had long whispered about spirits guarding the ruins, and he could fee. He quickly left, shaken by strange occurrences. What do you think hides beneath the waters of the Lubog Church? Haunted Asylum. Explorers visited the abandoned Manicomio di Voghera in Italy, a former mental hospital that closed in 1998. The building was decaying, with long halls, broken beds, and faded walls. Rumors of a dark past swirled around the place, where patients were not treated well. The silence and emptiness made the place feel haunting, as if the memories of its troubled past still stayed. Crystal Cave. A tourist in Iran entered a cave that felt like she had stepped into a dreamland. The walls inside shimmered with vibrant colors from minerals and light, reflecting off crystal-like stones. Tall pillars and sharp formations filled the space, and the wide path seemed to lead into a world of wonder. The deeper she went, with every turn revealing new shapes and colors. For many visitors, it feels like stepping into another world. But as the cave grew older still, many of the cave's crystals haven't dulled for centuries, as if something is protecting them. Stargate carving. A clip uploaded online quickly went viral. It showed the Stargate of Sri Lanka, a strange rock carving found in Anuradhapura. The design resembled a gate or portal, but no one knew who made it or its purpose. Rumors suggested it's a map or doorway linked to space, other worlds, or even time. The carvings include circles within circles, geometric shapes, and a central symbol that looks like a target. There are no letters or known language, making it seem more like a mysterious code or map. Locals and visitors believe it holds secrets about the stars or the universe, but no one has uncovered the truth behind it. Devil's Fortress. A strange video from Mexico went viral after showing a fortress with a giant red-horned figure standing at its top. The sculpture looked like a devil, and the place had more bizarre statues inside. It didn't take long for people to start calling it the Devil's Castle. They thought it belonged to an old group that worshipped Satans, or was it just a bold piece of Gothic art made by someone with a unique taste? No one knows the full story, but the place definitely left people talking. Whether it's a forgotten cult site or just a wild creation, the fortress stands tall, daring anyone to step closer and find out the truth for themselves. Greenstone. In the Hittite capital of Hattusa in Turkey, an archaeologist came across something that made him stop and record it. Want to know what he saw? Well, he saw an odd green stone. It didn't match the other rocks in the area. Later, he found out it was over 500 years old. The stone didn't come from nearby, so it was likely brought from far away. It was used by Hittite kings during special events, or it may have been a gift, possibly from an Egyptian ruler after a peace deal. But one thing is sure, that green stone wasn't just decoration. It may have held great meaning long ago. Forest Mausoleum. In the woods, people usually expect wild animals, but some explorers came across a very old mausoleum hidden deep inside. It looked abandoned, almost like no one had discovered it before. The design of the building made them feel it was built for someone important, maybe a king or a respected leader. The biggest surprise came when they saw the date, 1792, on the grave inside. Some even thought it might be from an old tribe that once lived in the forest. It became an unforgettable moment for them. That day, they realized these woods didn't just belong to animals. They held stories from the past, too. Vanished Chapel. In the woods of Scotland, wildlife experts discovered an old chapel with a crypt beside it. It's believed to be built in 1850. The place looked spooky, with a giant wooden door and stairs buried under leaves and branches. Local tales say it once belonged to a group of monks who lived far from everyone. But one night, they all disappeared without a trace. After that, the forest quickly grew thick around it, almost like it was trying to hide the chapel. The monks might have left something sacred behind. Since then, no one has dared to stay near it for long. Those who found it left quietly and never returned. Serpent Shrine. Rangers were walking through the woods when they saw something that made them stop in their tracks. Right there in the middle of the trees stood a stone statue of a snake, but not just any snake. It had 7 heads. The carving looked old, like it had been there for decades, maybe even longer. It felt like a group of snake worshippers once lived in those woods. They believed snakes were not just animals, but powerful spirits of the earth. This statue was likely built by them to honor those spirits. Rock Signal.
Look at this thing. It's a cave or a rock structure.
While capturing views in the forest, a photographer stumbled upon a strange rock structure. It wasn't just any rock, it was oddly shaped, almost like it had been placed with purpose. The formation made him curious. As he scanned the area, he noticed more of these rocks scattered around. He couldn't shake the feeling that these rocks held some hidden meaning, something beyond what met the eye.
It's like a dinosaur. You see the sunlight coming in there? The setting sun?
Cave screams. Miners were working peacefully in a cave. Everything seemed normal until dirt started falling on its own. Then came the creepy part. Screams and strange noises started echoing through the space. It felt like those sounds belonged to punished souls. As more dirt kept falling, it looked like a hidden gateway was being uncovered. Some even believed it was a path to hell. The miners didn't wait around. Scared and confused, they quickly decided to leave. Whatever was behind that wall didn't feel natural, and maybe it was never meant to be touched. Sacred spot.
But it's definitely a church. Wow, definitely a church.
A strange video started going viral. It showed an explorer spotting an odd structure deep in the mountains through Google Earth. Curious, he went on a 20-kilometer hike to see it himself. After hours, he reached the hidden spot. It was an old church, right in the middle of nowhere. What really surprised him was how well it was kept. Grass trimmed, roof tiles fixed, and doors locked. Someone was clearly taking care of it. Or maybe some invisible force was linked to it that was doing all that stuff. Nature has its surprises, and this one left him speechless.
Worked on or maintained, which is insane. You gotta come really far out.
Desert leak. Deserts are known for dry winds and endless sand, but a group of visitors saw something that didn't fit. Out of nowhere, a thick, black liquid started flowing from the ground. It wasn't water, it was oil, and it was pouring fast, like it had just been released. Some believe an old underground bunker or drilling site, long forgotten, had finally cracked open under pressure, or might be the ground shifted slightly, triggering a release from a hidden pocket deep below. The group recorded it and shared it online. Since then, experts have been trying to explain it, but the desert holds its secrets tight. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day.
Christians lived here to live their religion freely, without any problem, during the rule of the Roman Empire. And these places, we can say that they are necropoles to bury their dead people.
In Turkey's Cappadocia region, the ancient underground city of Derinkuyu was rediscovered in 1963 when a man knocked down a wall in his basement, uncovering a hidden room. As they dug deeper, they discovered tunnels connecting different places like churches and kitchens. One strange thing they found were small holes in the walls. No one really knows what they were for, but some think they might have been for air or secret paths. This underground city could hide 20,000 people and was used to stay safe during wars. It's amazing how such a big, hidden city stayed secret for so long beneath the ground.
Here we can find some the marks of the. It might be a falcon or the hawk, and it's a symbol of the bird actually, but it's very old and damaged.
And what did that signify?
It might be a tomb of a soldier.